Hello, everyone. We are joined by esteemed trainer Jose Benavidez Sr., who guides the career of his two sons, David Benavidez, undefeated super middleweight star, and Jose Benavidez Jr. Jose Sr., thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. Let's start off with the fighter I didn't mention right off the top, Chris Cyborg. You had a big weekend with her in her boxing fight over the weekend. Congratulations. How has it been like to work with the MMA superstar in the boxing ring?
Thank you. Thank you so much for the interview. Super happy, super excited to be part of Cyborg's team. To me, it was a challenge. It was a big thing to do because at the end of the day, everybody knows her and they're paying attention to what she's doing. So for me, it was, man, I felt like I had a little pressure in order for her to look good and look spectacular, because now she's doing boxing and it was great. It was great. We've been training. This is my second fight with her, and she's an athlete. She's a monster, man. She's an animal. And what I told her, listen, what I think we should do is try to fight a little bit more smart. Try to move your head a little bit and use the jab a little bit and little things. We were just trying to make adjustments, and she paid attention to all that. In sparring, she did very well, and she works with you. Everything you tell her to do, she does. So I felt really good about that, and that's why she did what she did. Because she stuck to the plan and tried to use that jab, head movement, cut the distance little by little. And when the opportunity came, she threw that right hand, and that's what uh, uh, she did. And she knocked the girl out, and the girl tried to get up, and she couldn't do it, and she stayed down. And that was not a lucky punch. She set that up, and she did very well.
Yeah, it was a highlight reel knockout finish for her. Obviously, Cyborg has had many highlight reel knockouts in MMA, but what kind of future do you predict for Cyborg in boxing?
Right now, like I said, she's been to a lot of wars. She's doing something that is not on her thing. MMA is her thing. Boxing is a different thing. But I think she does have a lot of hands. I was so excited that yesterday I was trying to see the replay because I didn't see it. I always come back and see what we did wrong in order to get better. I did not find any videos of her of this weekend, but I went and saw other videos of her fighting. She's an animal, man. She has a lot of hands, and she can hit. She has a lot of power. So now it gives me a better idea how to work with her. And I think if she continues to work hard, she works very hard. So if she continues to stay focused, I think she has a big shot of a world title with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Who would be that ideal matchup for her if you two could have one fight together, that big boxing fight, that crossover fight that she's looking for? Who would it be?
Well, right now, I think she feels very comfortable fighting at 154, maybe 168. I think she still needs a couple of fights, maybe like about 3, 4 fights in order to get a big fight. She has a name. She could get it tomorrow. I mean, there's no problem with that. What I'm thinking, are they going to give her the opportunity? Because her and anybody will be a good card. But I don't think they want to give her the opportunity yet. So she has to prove herself that she belongs here, and maybe 3, 4 fights. And by that time, I don't know where she's going to land up and at what weight. And, these fighters, they come up or go down. So right now, I have no idea. Right now, the champion at 154 will give us the opportunity. We'll take it. The champion at 168, I think, will give us the opportunity. Maybe we can take it also. But right now, we just have to see. She looked good. She looked spectacular. But I think she still needs a lot of work in order to fight for a world title. But if there was an opportunity to fight now, we'll definitely take it.
With the PFL Bellator deal, obviously Cyborg was the Bellator champion. Does she want to be a boxer moving forward until the whole situation gets cleared up with Bellator, or is she going to
Well,
go back to MMA?
see, that's the problem with her right now. She has to stay active, and whatever comes first, whatever the opportunities, whatever she worked so hard all her career, all her life. I think now it's all about trying to make a little bit of money, to survive. So if there's an opportunity with MMA, I think she's going to go that route. But if there's opportunities for boxing, I think she's going to go that route. At the end of the day, you know, her managers and her team are just trying to set her up and try to make as much money as she can. And time is flying, you know, so she's not young right now. So she has to try to do a lot in this year, maybe next year.
Right, right. And let's move on to the other star that you're coaching and training, David Benavidez. He was shortlisted as one of the fighters of the year in 2023, which was certainly something to be proud of, I'm sure, for you. Knocking out Demetrius Andrade in November, winning a competitive and clear decision against Caleb Plant. The future is looking bright for David, and he's essentially right at the doorstep of a Canelo fight. But now with the PBC on Amazon deal getting ready to kick off, the scheduling calendar isn't quite set yet. What can you offer us as to what's next for David and when we can see him in the ring?
We're super happy with his performance this last year. I couldn't believe the fighters that he fought, and he looked spectacular with them. Super happy, man. We had to prove ourselves. A lot of people were talking. Even Timothy Bradley was saying when he was going to fight Boo Boo, he said that he was going to get exposed and he had terrible footwork, and you know, all these things that people were saying. You know, a lot of believers. You know, he does have a lot of fans, but at the end of the day, he has a lot of bad fans also. I think now with these two fights, he proved that he does have talent, that his IQ is good and his footwork is good, and he's a monster. So now a lot of things change, and I'm super happy where we're at. But we got to continue proving ourselves, and if that fight with Canelo happens, good. If not, we have to stay active. We got to keep proving, and the opportunity will come sooner or later. You know, Canelo's always on the it's almost on the way out. So we just got to stay patient, keep working, and stay focused.
Mm-hmm. Is there a return date that you guys are planning around already?
Yeah, we're thinking fighting maybe uh June, July, somewhere around there, you know, possible May, at the end of May or something like that. Right now, everybody's busy trying to put those cards together for this year. They're just moving things around and all that. I've been contact about a couple of fighters and possibilities. So we're still looking, and they will fight anybody, you know, to be honest. The thing is, would these other fighters fight, you know? So, but we are already talking. They gave me a list of the fighters. I said, anybody, whoever, doesn't matter. Whoever wants to jump in first, let's make it happen. So that makes it easier because we're not trying to choose fighters here and there, you know. At the end of the day, we have never choose fighters. We fight anybody. So whoever steps in and is ready to fight, and as long as they approve it, we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm. That list of fighters you speak against, I'm sure your personal number one is probably Canelo, but who is the list that you guys are working off of right now?
Yeah, I can't tell you who the list is right now, but whoever, you know, those are just talks, you know, but those are very young fighters, undefeated fighters, very talented fighters, and those are the ones that we want to fight. So until, you know, I hear from them or whatever, you know, but all these fighters are dangerous fighters, and that's all it is. The only way to make history, and we want to give the fans good fights. So all these fighters are good fighters, and it's going to be very exciting.
Mm-hmm. In the PBC universe, the top two are David Morrell and maybe even Jamal Charlo if he decides to be a full-fledged super middleweight. Are those two fights that you would entertain this year?
You know, to be honest with you, I would love to fight Jamal Charlo, but you know, I don't think they would stop him. You know, come on, and the performance that we've seen with my other son, Jose Benavidez Jr., he will destroy him, man. And I don't think it will be a fair fight or an exciting fight. We want exciting fights. We want fights that are going to give you danger, you know, fights that are 50-50, you know. So I don't think Charlo's a 50-50 fight. Definitely, I would take it in a heartbeat, you know. Like I said, but I'm being honest with you, you know. I don't think that's a fighter that deserves Canelo or David at this point, you know. But I would love that. That would be easy money, easy fight. But like I said, we want to give the fans hard fights, good fights, and I don't think fans will be happy with that fight either. So, and the other one's Morrell, the guy that just fought last week, the 168, I forgot his name. He looked spectacular. He's ranked number 2, I believe,
Christian Mabili.
yeah, that fucking guy's a monster. He's an animal too. He has like 25 fights, undefeated. He looked great. That's another guy that we would love to fight. That's a dangerous fighter right there. I consider him more dangerous than Morrell. He has more experience. Nobody has helped him. He has climbed the ladder on his own. He has proven himself. So that makes him very dangerous. But I believe that he is more dangerous than Morrell. But either or of these two guys would take him in a heartbeat, no problem. There's another fighter, hopefully Munguia, but there's talks about Canelo wants to fight Munguia or Charlo, but that would be another great fight, that we would love to fight Munguia also, and then see,
You saw Jamal up close and personal with your son, Jose. What do you think makes Jamal a beatable fighter at this stage of his career?
I don't think he's up there not right now. He had some problems. He came back and he beat my son fair and square. But I don't think he's at that level right now to compete with Canelo or David, maybe another fight too. He's little by little, he's coming back. He's a great champion. I'm a big fan of him, but let's be honest, man. I don't think he's 100% ready.
We talk about Canelo. Do you think that fight will happen this year?
To be honest with you, I don't think it's going to happen. Canelo does not want anything to do with David. Every time he comes with all the excuses all the time. But look, who he wants to fight. He wants to fight Munguia. He wants to fight Charlo, I mean, he says that David has not fought nobody or this and that. I mean, but at the end of the day, those are just excuses because he doesn't want to fight him. So to be honest with you, I don't see Canelo fighting David. He'll do anything, or his team will do anything to stay away from David. Yeah, no, there's no, now you've seen, he said that he's the king. He'll do whatever he wants. He'll do whatever he wants with the commissions. I'm just praying to God, that the commissions be fair to everybody. I mean, David's a mandatory, they're supposed to strip him on March, if he didn't get the fight with David. But at the end of the day, politics and all this, man, at the end of the day, there's nothing I can do. We just got to stay humble, stay focused, keep working, and our time will come.
What do you think what do you make of the fact that Canelo is embracing a fighter of Jaime Munguia's caliber versus David? Do you think he's kind of going after the easier opponents at this stage of his career, perhaps?
Well, of course, he talks a lot of shit about David, that he's not good, that he hasn't done anything in life, but that's the fight that everybody wants to see. But yet, he comes and wants to fight all these guys. You know what Munguia has been doing, in his past 4 fights, he's been looking really bad, He's always hurt. He finds a way to survive and to win the fights. And he has won some fights that he was not supposed to win, They have given them to him, Charlo, he wants to fight Charlo. I just told you about Charlo, I mean, yeah, we'll fight him, but I don't think it will be fair, to fight Charlo at this moment. Those are the fighters that he's looking for. Why doesn't he want to fucking come and face David Benavidez, the monster David Benavidez, And I feel happy about that because at the end of the day, I know he's scared. He doesn't want to face David.
Do you think Munguia could beat John Ryder this weekend?
You know what? I don't think so. That's a 50-50 fight in my opinion, I think we might have an upset, Ryder has a heart, man, and he's a 168, a true 168, and he can take a punch, and he showed that he survived there with Canelo. So don't be surprised, if he can win. And I'm going for Ryder to win because if he wins, if he beats Munguia, then he wants to fight David. He already said he wants to fight David, so I'm cheering for him to win. So maybe we can make that fight happen.
How about Edgar Berlanga? Is that a fight that you would be interested in for David?
Yeah, Berlanga's a joke, man. To be honest, he was calling out David for a while, and I thought, yes, let's make it happen. I talked to Keith, his manager, and I told him, hey, listen, let's make that fight happen. I hear that you guys want to make this fight, and let's make it happen. And he told me, no, no, don't listen to this guy. You know, he's not ready for your son. Your son would destroy Berlanga. So then I just kept it like that, you know. I mean, who I want to fight Berlanga with is Diego Pacheco. I think that would be a great fight, you know. He doesn't even want to fight Diego Pacheco, you know. I think that would be a great fight.
Hmm. And in regards to your son Jose Jr., he looked competitive in his loss against Charlo. Had some moments there. How do you progress his career moving forward?
Well, no, not to make any excuses, but we were supposed to fight at 160. Then they came up and they said they wanted to fight at 165. We agreed to 163. And then when we went there, this guy almost fought at 168, you know. Junior's a warrior, you know, he doesn't care about nothing. He walks at 160. And but once we got there, you know, it was either we fight this guy or you know, take the chance. You know, Junior took that chance. He did feel that he was heavier than him. He tried his best, but the weight, man, you know, it was just too much weight for him. So I'm super proud of his performance, and I think he did great for a fight at almost 168. He's not a 168. We're working on him, so he's going to be fighting on April again. We already have there's talks already about him fighting also. So we're excited. We're excited. I called him last night and I told him that there's a card pretty soon, and he was busy fixing his house, so he's coming back on Monday to train, and we got something for him also. We're working on something for him.
Hmm. And I know perhaps the ultimate plan for David is to go up and fight at 175 pounds one day. We saw Arthur Beterbiev's performance last week against Callum Smith. Well, what was your? I know you guys speak highly of both Beterbiev and Bivol, but what was your assessment of Beterbiev after that fight?
Well, you know, he's a monster, man. He hit super hard. He took his time. He got caught with a couple of punches. I mean, it was an entertaining fight. I really enjoyed that fight. Uh, you know, he got hit. He came back, regrouped, and he finished Colin Smith. You know, in a fashion way. You know, he did very well. Very exciting. Hits hard. You know, undefeated with this knockout streak. You know, so he's a dangerous fighter. You know, B-Ball is another great fighter too. We would love to face any of them, you know. Maybe we can face Zurdo Ramirez at 160. I think he went to cruiserweight now, but we would have loved to fight Zurdo Ramirez at 175 or B-Ball or Beterbiev. Those are the most dangerous fight in the business right now. So we are willing to do that or stay at 168, 175. It doesn't really matter to us, you know. We just want to give the people good fights.
Looks like Beterbiev Bivol. It's finally happening this year, maybe sometime later this summer. Now that you saw their both recent fights, what is your updated prediction and assessment for that fight?
Uh, for them to fight, man, it's a 50-50 fight. I don't know. It's exciting. I just saw too that it's already signed. I heard it's a great fight, man. I can't wait. We're gonna see a guy that, you know, beat Canelo, has a little bit more movement, and we have a guy that fucking hits super hard. So it's a great fight, man. I hopefully the winner of that maybe we can face, or whoever loses, because at the end of the day, they're the best at the division, you know. So maybe we can start whoever wins, we can fight that, and hopefully we could get the opportunity to fight the champion, you know. But either or, you know, I think it's great. Those are the fights that people want to see, and I'm super excited for that. I can't wait for them to announce that fight.
Mm-hmm. Another fight that is getting the people's attention, perhaps as a dream fight, Canelo versus Terence Crawford. Do you think that fight is something that could happen? And who do you think wins that fight?
I mean, this Canelo camp, Canelo team, Canelo era turned into a circus, man. To be honest with you, man. I mean, true 168, the king, the face of boxing, you know, trying to fight 154s, 147s, 160s, you know, that's ridiculous, man. Imagine if we were doing that, you know, try to fight the little guys, you know. Imagine us try to fight Terence Crawford. Come on, bro. It's a little guy, man. You know, come on. You know, he's good. My respects to Terence Crawford, but these guys are too big, man. You know, they're I mean, it's a circus, man. To me, when I hear things like that, I just Man, that's not good for boxing, man. To be honest with you, and especially the face of boxing, the pound for pound king, trying to fight these little guys, you know. I mean, I don't think that that's cool. That's why we have all his fans now. All the fans are coming to David, you know, and now they know that they're scared of David, you know. Little by little, after the Boo Boo fight, David gained so many fans, and he's showing and proven, you know, that he wants to make history. In order to make history and people give you the respect, that's what you got to do. You got to fight your own size, you know, or maybe a little bit bigger. And that's why he's getting criticized a lot by the champions and trainers, world champions and world trainers. But he doesn't give a fuck, you know, he don't care. So he just wants to make money. So to me, it's just a circus, man.
Circus aside, but do you think Crawford could beat him?
No, there's no way, man. You know,
No.
there's no way, you know, that Crawford's a great fighter, very intelligent, really good. But come on, we're gonna see something that we saw. We're gonna see the same thing as Charlo and Canelo, you know. I think Charlo should fight Terence Crawford. That would be a great fight. You know, that's more even. You know, that would be an exciting fight. But the same thing would happen, you know. It's just too much weight, man. There's no way, you know. There's no way.
Let's talk about another fight on the boxing calendar that's coming up. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight title fight. Um, you're a world-class trainer, Jose. I'm curious as to how you would train these guys, especially coming off Fury's most latest performance, looking shaky against Ngannou, and Usyk's performance, where he had that borderline body shot that everyone started arguing about if it was a knockdown or not. But of course, he put away Dubois.
Yeah, you know what? I think Tyson Fury, you know, didn't really take things very serious because, you know, fight a guy, you know, that is not even a boxer, you know. I think he underestimated him, you know, and he got hit. I think he got hit and he got dropped, you know, it was a legit hit, and he made that guy look really good because I didn't think he took things serious. With Usyk, he is going to take things serious. He's going to train hard. I'm a big fan of Tyson Fury. I'm a big fan of Usyk. Uh, Usyk is like a little Lomachenko, you know, angles, throws a lot of punches, and he's a very entertaining fighter and a really good fighter. I love the Gypsy King. You know, he's another great guy that, you know, has fun in there and makes me laugh, and he's a good fighter too. So I think now it's a great fight, man. I think both of them, whoever comes more prepared and takes things a little bit more serious, is the one that's gonna look more impressive. But both of them can move. Both of them, for that size, both of them have really good footwork and flexibility, and I think they're very active. So it's gonna be very entertaining. It's a good fight, man. Um, I'm happy whoever wins. There's no loser here because at the end of the day, they're great fighters, man. Um, but it's gonna be entertaining.
Tyson Fury, he's trained by Sugar Hill Stewart. If you were a trainer in Tyson Fury's team, what would you be working on in this fight?
You know, that would be super hard. I have no idea. I don't know. I never even met this guy, you know. So for me to train him, you know, he will have to come to my gym and see what he does and then try to adapt to what he does. There's nothing at this level that you can change or do. You just have to adjust, make little adjustments at the end of the day, because if you try to change somebody at this level, the only thing that you can do is kind of ruin them. I think, you know, it is so hard because, you know, these heavyweights are they've been doing this all his life. I think now the most important thing to do with the only thing that I would do with these guys, keep them in shape, condition. That's when you have condition, you do things that you didn't even know you could do. So the biggest thing for this fight, I would say, condition, and keep working on what they've been working on with this team, you know, and try not to change a lot of things, because at the end of the day, every fighter is different, and whatever you do outside is different once you're inside. So the most important thing for this fight for both of them will be condition and staying focused.
Mm-hmm. How would you try to build the confidence of a fighter? Tyson Fury obviously didn't look good, came very close to losing that fight, got dropped. how do you build the confidence of a Tyson Fury?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The best way that I could build the confidence is we'll make them happy every day. Try to find ways to motivate them, and condition, and boom, boom. Just have a lot of fun, man. Just have a lot of fun. Trick them a little bit in order to peak at their condition. Condition. I mean, at the end of the day, like I say, what can I teach this guy at this level now? They've been boxing all their life. This is one of the biggest fight in their careers. The only thing they gotta come in 100% in shape, and they already have when you get them 100% in shape, like I said, they'll do things that they don't even know they could do, with good shape. So I think that would be the best thing that I would do, just focus on making them happy, no injuries, and just get 100% in shape, 100% in shape, and he will do a lot of good things.
How about Fury, who's also been susceptible to knockdowns? Wilder dropped him several times. Again, he got dropped by Ngannou. He's been dropped several times early on in his career, but he always gets up. He always finds a way to win. With Usyk, like you said, he's the bigger Lomachenko type fighter, very technical, highly skilled. If he gets Fury there and with good angles and good punches, perhaps he could hurt him again. How could Tyson Fury improve his defense to not be knocked down or knocked out?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna go back to the same thing. Condition, man. Like I said, Usyk is moving. You gotta match his speed. You gotta match his footwork. In order, like dancing. Trying to move together with the angles and trying to move forward, back. Kind of that. So for that, you're gonna need a lot of condition. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he got dropped a lot of times, but at the end of the day, it's condition. Like I said, it's going to be exciting, man. And all those questions I cannot answer because, at the end of the day, I don't even know both of them. Like I said, I watch them and see what they do, but I don't know. Everybody has problems. Everybody goes to a lot of frustrations, but if they can focus and lock in to a good camp and stay focused, man, both of them are very dangerous. Whoever does that, I think has the edge to become a successful and win. The one that locks in and stays in camp and stays focused 100%, man, you're going to see a big, big difference.
You as a fan, the prediction, how do you see it unfolding?
I'm going to have to go with Usyk a little bit, maybe 60-40, because the way he moves, the way that he throws angles, and he's been looking very impressive. So I'm gonna have to go with Usyk a little bit, but anything can happen.
Mm-hmm. And before we leave Jose, I want to go back to David. A lot of the awards this year, with the Fighter of the Year awards, he was, I believe, shortlisted but didn't win. Some of the top 10 pound for pound lists, they have him right around towards the end. Some of them don't have him towards the end. What do you think David needs to do in 2024 to get the respect universally of all of the boxing public and the fans as well?
So easy, man. We got to stay focused. We got to stay hungry. We, at the end of the day, we don't really care about that. I was nominated for also Trainer of the Year. I'm super happy, bro, just to be next to all these legends, bro. To be honest, I'm more than happy. I know, I don't know if they put the results. I know I'm not going to win, but just being there, man, and seeing my son being in top of the list already there, to us, it means a lot. We got to keep working hard. We got to stay dedicated, making sacrifices and staying focused. We're already there. We're there. We just got to keep it up and to get to the top. And once we get to the top, we got to maintain. And like I said, we're honored to be next to all these champions. And little by little, we're getting to be known. And little by little, we get more fans. And that's what it is, patience, and keep staying focused.
Absolutely. Well, looking forward to seeing what 2024 has in store for you and the family, Jose, your two sons, David Benavidez, Jose Jr., yourself as a trainer and coach with your sons, Cyborg, Diego Pacheco, the list goes on. So looking forward to seeing more and more in 2024 and another strong year.
No, for sure, man. We had a great year. We had David beating Caleb Plant, Boo Boo. Boo Boo was a very, I was very nervous for that fight. He a two-time Olympian, two-time world champion. this was his fight to prove himself. And I was a little nervous. Thank God David took care of business and did very well. Junior, super proud with his performance. Diego Pacheco did a spectacular also in that year. Jose Valenzuela finished with the big knockout of the year. So Cyborg now. So we're super excited, working hard and trying to make a better year this year, better than last year. And I had a great year last year.